we've done extremely well keeping the structure tight, producing a good result on all our results so far, and looking at the big picture, we've got the big target now that we're shooting for. If it's there, the shareholders are going to be really well rewarded.
You've had some pretty significant updates lately in terms of some approvals from the Bureau of Land Management, and also you have a new board manager, and then there's also some leach test results in the Philadelphia gold-silver property. So what's going on there?
We should mention that we're also waiting on pending drill results as well that have been completed now. Again, it's an example of Greg's thoroughness. One of the things that I'm most appreciative is we did our initial testing in 2020. And the reason you do this is, hey, you can have a beautiful deposit, a fantastic size deposit, 2, 3, 5 million ounces. But if it doesn't come out of the material, doesn't leach out, it's worthless. And exactly why when we got into this and we started to see some really nice results, Greg wanted to run that test right away. And we did it in 2020. We got between 94 and 99% return in 120 days, or excuse me, in 81 days. This test now is commencing for 120 days. And so far at 90 days, we have 90 to 97% return. It leaches beautifully.
I'm just trying to wrap my head around that a little bit. I'm not very schooled in that area, but it sounds kind of complicated.
What's the process look like?
It's done in a lab under a controlled environment, first of all, and they have various tests that it involves. And I'm not the geologist to really be speaking on it, but one of the biggest and the most important is if you put a 1/4-inch rock or 1/2-inch rock or 3/8 rock into this cyanide system, what will leach out? And as we now know, we've got 6 different variations in there from different sizes. A 1/4-inch is still leaching 90 to 97% in 90 days. So it leaches beautifully. If it didn't leach, I'll give you an example that we've got some neighbors that are getting 75 to 78% return. So we're much higher return. Our porous rock, if I may call it that, leaches beautifully compared to some of the other areas. You know, our district is, looking at the overall, we've got 2 past producing mines. One of them is still in operation. That's 12 miles away. So the area, the Oatman district itself, is a hotbed ready for somebody big corporation to come in and do a regional takeout of the area. There's a lot more ounces in the ground, and we believe in our understanding that we have a very large size of that deposit, large size of the area under our control. These things turn up in pockets periodically. And it's a good example if you look at the Oatman mine. Then you've got the Gold Road mine, then you've got the Moss mine, and then featuring on the Philadelphia property, our property up to the north, it appears in pockets. And at this point, we have the largest undiscovered pocket of all of this area right now. So we're very pleased to have this, very pleased.
In terms of the exploration, your targets, and these drill holes that you were mentioning earlier, what's going on there? And is there any other promising targets that you foresee?
Let me touch on that. The BLM permit that we've been waiting on, and again, for an extensive period of time, but it's here. We believe that this is the heart of the system where all the fluids and the mineralization came from. If this be the case, I'm always careful, but we think very strongly on this. Past drill results lead us right into this. We've got some extremely good results, long metered lengths that are just on the edge of the system. So we ran a CMAT line over the top, and it basically verified what we were hoping for. There appears to be a large volcanic system below us. These 4 holes will now start to enter into that. Providing we're right, these numbers will come back even longer than 115 meters and 110 meter intervals that we hit before. They could go, and again, based on metrics, it's on our website, much longer lengths. If we get the equivalent grades, this will be a massive ball of mineralization that will really trigger a lot more interest in the company because of the results. And I believe we'll be very successful. We just completed a financing back in February, And that was one of the leading things. We knew the permit was going to come eventually, and we want to be able to put these holes in there. If we're right, and I believe we are, this is the heart of the system. This is what the big boys have been waiting for.
This exploration, are there any new strategies or techniques?
The techniques that we're using are basically the same as always before. Drill, test, results, move forward again. Greg is very, very methodical, and with a 81% hit ratio, I think that's pretty flattering. So again, we have pending results coming back. We're looking forward to those anytime now. There's other things that the company is doing while we're waiting, and I say waiting for these results. Again, we just put on a new board advisor just a week and a half ago, 𝗙𝗏𝗏, a bright star in the geology world. She's a ball of energy, loves the project, absolutely loves the project, and do this, do that. And so it's very exciting times with her. She's really up to date with the new technology, and she's been an inspiration in some of the comments and some of the planning. So your question was, is there anything else out there? Kathy really likes the eastern play of our property. We have 2,400 acres, and we've only looked at 75 so far, so there's a lot more to see. But off to the east, about 2.5, 3 miles off to the east side, we have 5 anomalies out there. And these are big. I mean, it's roughly 25 to 30 times larger than what we're drilling now. Indications are it's altered, so there is something there. That's a work in progress over time, that we're not going to be able to get to that immediately. We have over a year's worth of drilling just on the Red Hill now that we're now permitted to do. That's the priority.
You just currently, and you mentioned it, did a financing and it went really well. It was well subscribed. Will that carry you through this part of the drilling program, or do you see a raise coming at some point?
We're well positioned right now, and we are looking at, I mean, if there's an opportunity and it's a good one, we'll take it. But at this point in time, we're just waiting for those results to come back. We're also waiting on a few other things that could be falling into place right now. So, but I mean, in clear honesty, you always look at capital if capital is available. We're not hunting it down right now, but I'm not opposed to looking at it either.
When do you think some results may start to come in that would be interesting to the investors, especially our retail investors?
I think it's imminent. I mean, they've been in the lab now. We know that they're the majority of it is back in Vancouver, which is the final step. So I would expect them very, very soon.
Because I noticed that the stock's done well since the last raise and looks good considering all factors in. How do you see the gold and silver market, and say for the rest of the year, and the stock price of Arizona?
Let's get to gold first of all. Again, I'm not an economist, and I'm never going to claim to be, or a private financial advisor. The reality is, I think we're in for much, much higher gold prices in the near future, like before the end of the month even. What does that do for us? It makes our target, our project, that much more valuable. I mean, it's all about metrics and numbers and how much is, how many ounces, first of all, what's gold worth? Does it extract? All these things are parts and components of making it a successful company. We are ticking those boxes now really nicely. I think with these results coming back, we could see a much higher price again. Again, it all depends on the metrics and what they see and what the numbers are. But with a very successful campaign, going right into this next drills campaign to go into the deep core of the actual Red Hills, I like our optics. I think we've got a bright, bright future. And we do have several people that have signed CAs with us. They're working through the material right now. That's really encouraging for a junior company like ourselves. These are showing us that we're doing things right. Again, our team is working really well together. There's a lot going on that people will find out about in the near future as well. I like our opportunity here. I really do.
The type of shareholders you have, can you just give us an idea? The mixture, say, between somebody who's a big shareholder, say, management and retail.
Great question. First of all, we have what I think is one of the best structures out there. Management, now I got to go back and redo these numbers again. I'm being worked on, but with the new financing, they're going to change slightly. But at the time, management owned 28%. And management just put in another $280,000 of hard after-tax money into that last financing. Management also has attracted 2 funds to the company now. So we have our institutional fund holding 9% out of Switzerland, and we have a new fund that I've been talking to for almost, well, I'd say 3 years now, that have just dipped their toe in the last financing. They are long-term players. They will go 5 to 10 years with the project, providing you do what you say and you continue success. So I'm delighted to have them on board as well. And they're very pleased. They're well informed. Then we have a core of family and friends. They're approximately 41% of the company. These are people that either I've known or management has known for a 2-year period or longer, so they can be called family friends. And that's a big position. And these people are extremely patient. They've been extremely well rewarded. I'm going to pat myself. No, I'm going to pat the company on the back a little bit. Anybody that's invested with us in placements have never lost any money. All the placements are in the money right now. So that's a real flattering thing to be able to share. And it gives me great confidence that we're doing things right. The structure is only 77 million shares out. And again, we've got some warrants that will be coming to be exercised in the near future. And management is very proud of what we've done so far. Very proud.
Like there's a very positive future outlook, and I feel like the investors that would be watching this will find this information highly useful. And as we are coming to a close, I'm going to drill you with one last question. Gotta throw my cheesy jokes in there when I can. What keeps you up at night?
You know what? Shareholders are the most important part of this system. If you don't have shareholders, you don't have a share price. You don't have a company. So I religiously call everybody back, and sometimes it's late at night too. It doesn't matter to me. I want to ensure that they know that they're important and they're a priority to me as well. Yeah, I mean, I've got relationships through some of our shareholders that we've never met, but we're on a first name basis and we're very friendly with each other. We talk about other things that we do, but that's what I see the joy in, and of course, producing a good property and project. Greg has done an amazing job on this, and I know we're in for some really bright, I won't go as far as saying results on anything, but we're in for some bright future here. This deposit just continues to grow, and that's what shareholders are looking for. 91% of our dollar goes in the ground. That's extremely impressive, but it also shows you we're just 3-4 people in the company. So there's not a lot of strain on the dollar. And we've done this incrementally on small raises, $1 million, $1.5 million, $1.7 million. So we've done extremely well keeping the structure tight, producing a good result on all our results so far. And looking at the big picture, we've got the big target now that we're shooting for. If it's there, the shareholders are going to be really well rewarded.
From a shareholder's perspective, this is definitely things that are tuning into our ears that we find will be very useful for us as we continue to look at the company, but for anybody else who's looking at Arizona Gold and Silver. And for anybody who's watching, call Mike.
And Mike, I've always noticed that anytime I call you, you either pick it right up or call me right back. And I really appreciate that as a retail investor.
Thank you. Like I say, it gives me great pride to communicate with our shareholders. And again, they're one of the most important part of this program going forward. Without them, we wouldn't have this capital to drill. So, and the reward, I hope, is coming back to them very quickly here now.
Calling all savvy investors in mining and resources, seeking the inside track on Arizona gold and silver? Look no further than mindstalkers.com. Our cutting-edge search tool is not only designed to reveal hidden gems, but also provides real-time stock updates. Visit for the insights and stay for the gains. Seize the opportunity and explore the magic at mindstalkers.com. Uncover new investment possibilities today. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and share this video. Let's get the word out there.